Hey guys, how's it going? It's Trixx coming at you guys with another tutorial. So this tutorial is going to be how to make a thumbnail, like a simple thumbnail. I'll probably do a more in-depth tutorial on how to make a different thumbnail in the future. But this one is going to be how to make a simple thumbnail, simple 2D thumbnail. So what you want to do is start off by opening Photoshop. And you want to go File and New. And once you're in here, you want to go 1280 by 720 pixels. And set the resolution to 200, or just leave it at 72 I think it was, or whatever, and just make sure these settings are all the same. So once you've got that, you'll just get like a document like this, and I like to start by, wait, I'll try and find an image. Okay guys, so I found this image of the map Turbine on Black Ops 2. So what I'm going to be doing, this is going to be a Call of Duty themed thumbnail, by the way. So what you want to do is, I'm just going to resize my image so it's like the same size as the document. Press OK, and by the way, I'm going to unlock the background, and if I just hide this picture for a minute, if you go here and select your color to black and press Alt backspace, it'll fill in the layer with whatever colors here, which I chose black. So what you want to do is fill it in with black. You want to make it so you can see your picture again. And what you're going to do is lower the opacity a fair bit. So I'm going to lower it to 13 there. You can do whatever you want, whatever suits you. Now I'm actually going to leave this thumbnail that I make now in the description so you can download it. So what you want to do is choose the ballista or DSR. So I'm going to probably choose one of these two guns. You can find more guns on Google. I just got these two guns. So I'll drag them both into the thumbnail. So if I just drag them both in there, and I'm actually going to hide. I'm probably just going to do it with the DSR. So I'm going to leave this one here so you guys can use it if you want. So if I just going to bring it into the picture a bit more. So you guys can use that if you want, but I'm just going to leave it. So I'm going to be using the DSR, so if I rasterize the layer, what you want to do is go Control T and go free transform, and then you want to scale it down by holding shift, because if you don't hold shift it'll go all weird. So you want to hold shift and make it scale down a bit. So if the theme color for this is probably going to be blue, I'm going to use a theme color, which I'm going to use blue. So you want to select drop shadow and make sure the opacity is at 100, turn it down a bit, make sure the distance is at 0. So opacity at 100, distance at 0, spread doesn't really matter, and size, I'm just going to make it kind of high, probably 35 will do. Now I'm probably going to start with a stroke, and I'm going to set the outside of the stroke to, set the position to outside, and the size to 2, maybe 1. Yeah, set it to 1, and then choose the color down here, which I'm going to choose that type of blue. So the next thing is going to be an inner glow. So for the inner glow, I'm just going to turn up the opacity a bit and the size. And I'm going to set this blend mode to overlay. And what you want to do next is go down to color, choose blue. I'm going to choose another blue, and go overlay, set that to overlay. So I'm going to turn the opacity down a bit so it's not fully blue. So the last thing we're going to do probably is going to go to outer glow down here, and then you want to choose a color, your color theme, and then turn up the size a bit, and I'm going to lower the opacity a bit. So I'm not sure if I should keep the stroke. I might lower the opacity of the stroke, because the stroke kind of looks weird. So now, once you've got that, you want to go under your gun, whatever gun you've got, you want to go under it, make a new layer, and you want to get your brush tool, and make sure the brush is set at a pretty high size, and make sure the hardness is set at 0. So then you want to go to get your blue color, and then you want to zoom out a bit and just place a couple, maybe 3 dots or so, and lower the opacity down. So now the opacity is lowered a bit. What you want to do next, we're going to do the text now. So you're probably better off choosing 2 different fonts. It's up to you how many fonts. I'm just going to choose spot colors here. So I'm going to choose probably going to make the size like that. I'm probably going to actually make it a bit smaller. So I'm going to just wait. I don't even know if I'm spelling it right. I'm just gonna go with the flow. So I'm gonna use a clean font, which is gonna be Ubuntu. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Bold, and I'm gonna use that font here, and then I'm gonna duplicate the text by pressing Ctrl J and make that'll make a duplicate, and then I'm gonna edit that and say tutorial. So it's gonna be a thumbnail tutorial, and I'm gonna change this font. So I'm just gonna choose a cool font. I don't even know what font I'm gonna choose. It's always hard choosing fonts. I'm gonna choose that font. I don't even know what font it is. Let's leave it at that. I'm probably not gonna give it. This font's actually really nice, so I'll probably leave its name in the description so you guys can get it. And then so once you've got them two fonts, I'm gonna like make it so one's on top and one's below. So you wanna select both the layers by holding Shift and selecting both. And then you want to right click and go rasterize type. So once you do this, you won't be able to edit the text, so make sure the text is right. So once you've got that, you want to press Ctrl E, and that will merge them together pretty much. And if you want to have the two different texts, like two different colors, don't merge them together. But once you've got that, you should have one layer, one text layer now. And you want to press Ctrl T, which is free transform, right click and go perspective. You're going to change the perspective up. You can change the perspective to whatever you want. But I'm just going to probably leave it like that. That looks pretty clean. It's very nice. I'm going to press Ctrl T again, and you can actually choose warp after this, which will warp it up. But I don't really want warp actually. I might warp it a tiny bit. So I reckon that looks pretty cool like that. So what you want to do is double click on the layer now, and this will bring you up to the layer styles. So what I'm going to do is make sure the blend modes are normal, and I'm going to choose kind of like maybe a bit darker blue, and then you're going to go inner glow, set the blend mode to overlay, turn the size up, and turn the opacity up and turn the size down. So whatever color you have here, and then if you add an inner glow and select it to overlay and have these settings, it will pretty much make a lighter version around the outside. Now I'm going to add a drop shadow, so I'm just going to add a bit of a drop shadow like that. So that's pretty much the tutorial. I'm going to actually add one more thing, make a new layer, and then press Alt and backspace so that will fill it in, and turn the fill right down. So if you turn the fill down, the fill will pretty much turn down everything except the layer styles. So now what you want to do is double click on that. You won't be able to see anything, but just double click on that and go inner glow. And if it's set to normal, make sure you set it to overlay, and then turn the opacity up a bit and turn the size down, and that will just make a nice outline around the outside, as you can see there. So this is an optional thing. One more thing is going to be make a new layer, zoom out, and then actually you want to make the brush size pretty big and just add one big light up the top. And if you turn the opacity down on the light to about 40%, 40 or maybe 50, I want to choose 45. 45 looks pretty good. I'm going to just put a light up the top there. And that's pretty much the tutorial. I'm going to do one more thing actually, guys, if you want to do this. So make one more layer, and then pretty much what you want to do is just make sure you're on your brush and get some white and just wait, I'm going to make the brush a bit smaller. Get some white and just chuck them around the place, and what you want to do is set that blend mode over here to overlay, and that'll pretty much make it light in the spots that you just did. So I'm going to turn the opacity down a bit. Anyway guys, that's the tutorial. If you did not understand, well, there is a Photoshop file in the description that you can probably you'll be able to download and probably just check it out and take some of the stuff from it. Anyway guys, this has been the tutorial. There'll be a more complex one in the future, so make sure you subscribe and like and comment, and have a great night.